it's really important that you keep muted, because otherwise YouTube is going to be like 30 seconds behind us, and it's going to be a wild ride if you have them both going.
Leah, if you can make me co-host, I can help have the power of mute. But also I can help with the waiting room as people come in.
Absolutely.
It's really for the power.
So one of the things that we do when we go live on YouTube is to help people have a chance to find that link. You know how we have a countdown video? So we made a special countdown video just for tonight with some behind the scenes footage. So you can't hear me. Can anybody hear me?
Oh yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
So we're going to start with a new countdown video tonight, which is Rabbi Craig, Reverend Greg, and David Rakowski singing "You Shall Be Holy," which you might have noticed was missing. Yeah. And it has behind the scenes photos.
We can totally hear you. Oh, clear.
So what's happening? Start with a new countdown video tonight. Okay, so everybody needs to mute.
Yeah.
All right.
God said to Moses, tell the people. God said to Moses, tell the world the right way to act, the kind way to give, the right way to think about how to live. And you shall be holy, for I am holy. You shall be holy, I am your God. It's not for a reward, it's not the price of heaven. I created you to be like me, to make a better world. You shall be holy, for I am holy. And you shall be holy, I am your God. Kedoshim Tehiyu, Ki Kadosh Ni Adonai Elohechem. And you shall be holy, for I am holy. You shall be holy, I am your God. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Life has a meaning, and God is in this place. The commandment to be holy can be found in your neighbor. be holy, for I am holy, and you shall be holy. I am your God.
That couldn't have been lovelier.
Thank you very much. Let's try something to kick off this this moment and season of thank yous, perhaps a lifetime of thank yous forthcoming. La Yehudim, Haita Ora, Vesimcha Vesason Vika. La Yehudim, Haita Ora, Vesimcha Vesason Vikar. So this beautiful Havdalah melody by Noam Katz encapsulates for me the power of this moment and this season. It says that we, the Jewish people, together with our friends, have enjoyed light and gladness and honor and joy. I think we have made it through this serious moment in our 141-year history with this beautiful light and with this beautiful gladness and with this beautiful honor and joy, and add to that respect and love and appreciation and collaboration to the highest order. And it's with that I'd like to offer some really important thank yous. Many sheets here, so many sheets that have people's names on them to thank. But you know, there is an effort put forth on a daily basis, either at 5959 North Sheridan or here in virtual space in our beloved virtual village. There is regular effort being made by our esteemed staff, not just in response to the High Holy Days, but in terms of everything. We are about the High Holy Days during the High Holy Days, but anybody who works at Emmanuel knows there's a lot of other stuff going on too. And so I would just like to simply say thank you and kol hakavod, all my respect to my phenomenal clergy partners, Cantor Shelley Friedman, Rabbi Michael Zedek. You are amazing partners and role models, friends, confidants, and serve our community so beautifully and for a long time yet. Sarah Beth Salzman, welcome to you. And Mandy Herlick, welcome to you. Good administration is like good pastoral care. It comforts and builds confidence. And so Sarah Beth, our executive director, and Mandy Herlick, our director of education, you have my fullest respect and thank you for being part of our community. Ruth Seidner, our musical director, and somebody so beloved, just like Cantor Friedman, so beloved for so long. Ruthie, thank you for our family services and for the puppet shows. I think we have a new discovery. We can be a center for the puppetry arts. Thanks to your leadership and the way you help us in family moments, bring song and togetherness. You do it great. Nicole Tuthill, our Jill of all trades, really anchors so many different things down in the office, but mostly helps us communicate well and stay on top of details and tasks, and marketed us so beautifully. So thank you, Nicole. Thank you to everybody. And Lorraine Fogarty, our bookkeeper, have to have our books done right so that we know what we got to pay for and be on top of and work to budget and minimize going over budget. Right, Ted? And of course, Jose Pagan, who takes care of our building. Even in a pandemic, our building is important. It's been important to us for a long, long time. So thank you, dear staff. There's much more I could say about each of you, but suffice it that's what I'd like to tell you now, and we'll talk more as the days go forward. You are a blessing to our community. Speaking of blessings to our community, Leah Jones, you, our president, together with our board of trustees, really make a huge difference day in and day out. And I mentioned to you yesterday, it's a pity you're not on the staff fully. And then you, of course, Devora, past president, both said, well, we pay to work at Temple. So I guess that's true. We wouldn't be anywhere without you. Your sense of vision, not only a respectful vision of what we've accomplished over 141 years as a legacy institution, but your amazing curiosity and forward-thinking ways about how we can be more outward-facing and make a difference in the world around us as a 21st century community with a lot of future ahead of us. So without further ado, Leah, I'd like to turn our moment over to you and thank you all, staff, Leah, Board of Trustees, you are amazing.
Thank you, Rabbi Morantz. If there's a huge echo, it's because I am in our synagogue today. I had a Wi-Fi outage, and thanks to some benefactors of our synagogue, we have amazing Wi-Fi here. So I came here this afternoon to make sure our live streams had the power for all of you. And I also pre-recorded my thank yous because I know, and people who sit on the board with me know, that when I don't eat, I lose the ability to speak. So time travel with me. I see some board members who really know that's true, who have had to sneak me string cheese during meetings. So I am going to cheat and share the announcements, my announcements this way. I wanted to make a few announcements before services wrap up today. First and foremost, I want to thank David Rakowski for saying yes to chair the High Holy Day Task Force, and Amy Guth for managing the video production. Devorah Heyman, Iris Merrick, Ruthie Seidner, Deb Porter, Joy Moss, Luke Dodvinall, and Lloyd Backrack rounded out the team, with each with a specific project or focus. I'm grateful to our clergy, Senior Rabbi Craig Morantz, Cantor Shelley Drucker-Friedman, and our Rabbi Emeritus Michael Zedek for being so willing to upend their normal writing and rehearsal schedules in order to record this service in August. On our professional staff, Sarah Beth Salzman, Nicole Tuttle, Lorraine Fogarty helped us recreate an entirely new system to prepare for the High Holy Days, and I'm grateful to them for their attention to details. I would be remiss if I also didn't thank Mandy Herlick, who our families met in her new role as our Director of Education. We are grateful that you've helped us make the holidays meaningful and rearrange the school calendar. This summer, when we made the difficult and strange decision to remove our Torah scrolls from the building, the Smolinsky, Hoppy, Dodenval, Rochelle, and Degenholtz families were here at a moment's notice to secure the Torah scrolls in their homes. And thank you. Thank you for being with us here today and for your continued support of Emmanuel Congregation. I am so grateful to all the volunteers who keep our congregation functioning. Some are the names of board members on our letterhead, but we have so many more who help us with the religious schools, they sit on committees, volunteer for special projects, or step up as tech captains for Shabbat services. Thank you to our maintenance lead, Jose Pagan, who worked throughout the shutdown to keep our building dry and address a long list of small projects. David Brandt, our head of security, helped us devise a security plan that made sense when the building was closed. Each are supported by the building committee and security, respectively. Thank you to everyone. Stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, and Shana Tova. See, I cheated. But I'm really grateful for the work we've been able to do together this High Holy Day season and for this congregation. And when I look at this screen, I see so many faces that were here the first time I came to Emmanuel on a Christmas Eve and then for a New Year's Eve before I was even Jewish. And I'm grateful to the people I met that night and the people that I've known ever since. We are now going to say even more thank yous. And I said it in the video, I'm saying it again. David Rakowski, thank you for taking on this task force. Amy Guth for leading our amazing video work, and Devorah Heyman, Iris Merrick, Ruthie Seidner, Deb Porter, Joy Moss, Luke Dodenball, and Lloyd Backrack. You moved mountains. And I'm going to pass it over to Rabbi Morantz for the next section of appreciation.
So I would fervently ask the following: Amy Guth and Rocco Cataldo and Mike Quilford to stand up and take a well-deserved bow. Dear Amy and Rocco and Mike, we at Emmanuel think of ourselves as a little engine that can, and you made us into a little engine that did. With your creativity and your vision and your sacrifice and your generosity. Am I leaving anything out? You are a collective force of nature, and perhaps a collective force of nature that needs a little more sleep going forward. For that sacrifice, we are truly grateful. You have helped us stretch and transcend this moment of constraint into a moment of great possibility. And we saw in your work that helped us frame our High Holy Day season, we saw in your work beauty and artistry and inspiration. And things really soared in my mind as I watched our experiences together and shared those experiences with our community. And yet, and I heard this from any number of people, you still managed to help us feel at home. Yes, indeed, next year at 5959 North Sheridan, but you know, I felt like I was there, maybe even in some enhanced ways that only this moment could have summoned, and you captured them beautifully. And so to help us all feel at home and to help us feel like we could create something meaningful and personal and connecting to our community is truly a precious gift. And so from the bottom of my heart, I know I speak for my staff and for our leadership and for our entire community. We are humbled before you and truly grateful, and will be for the entirety of our future as a congregation. Thank you. So, in addition, this moment wouldn't have been made possible without sound. We needed sound. We needed sound to capture music, to mix that music and connect it with video. And we needed to improve the magnificent archival information that we had, the audio cassettes that Sammy, dear Sammy Sagi, provided us, the inspiration behind Sam. I'm so grateful that you had some tapes to show me. And yes, and also the Rabbi Levy tapes, our dear friend Alice, who gave us these tapes of Rabbi Levy. We took them to Bob Ferguson, who fixed those up, and Dmitro Kornenko handled all the in-house sound production. So Dmitro, Bob, we are in your debt and we are most grateful. And then Iris Merrick, dear Iris, our graphic designer. Oh, I can see right on my screen, Iris. Hi, Iris. Hi, Ira. So Iris, I mentioned this to you a couple times. I want everybody to hear it. You know, so not only did the slides prove themselves incredibly useful, not only for the High Holy Days, but we can use them on an ongoing basis. You brought great visual beauty to the screen with these slides, and you captured the liturgy in these beautiful slides. We needed to have liturgy. We were praying. We weren't just watching. We were praying, and so we needed the liturgy in the Hebrew and the English. And you also captured our spiritual space in such a powerful way, enabled us to really feel at home. So you brought us home, you know, and you complemented the videography that also brought us home. And I thank you. We all thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And last but not least, from my end of things, I want to thank all of our captioneers. I want to thank all of our captioneers. Captioneers are people who caption the sound and write it down so that we can be maximally inclusive. It's not always easy to follow sound on the TV, as you know. And so our captioneers worked hard. I actually tried my hand at it, and it's really hard to sort out what sometimes people are singing or saying in Hebrew or whatnot. So that being said, I thank you not only for captioneering, but for including. We stand to be not only a diverse community, but an inclusive community. And we can do so by captioning. Luke Dodenval, Amy Guth, Devorah Heyman, Andrew Dagenholtz, Anna Lee Lechinger, and Deb Porter. God bless you and thank you for being so inclusive in this important work. Well, that's plenty, isn't it? But we have a lot more people to thank.
But in
Cantor Friedman, it's your turn.
Yes, and I know that you're hungry, but so we will be swift, but I want you to know how much these people mean to us. And so first and foremost, for those who have done honors, mostly the students that I had that taught me far more than I'll ever teach them, Rob Moss, Miriam Bush, Ben Abrams, Sophia Askovich, and Joy Getzenberg, and Amy Guth and Judy Gadiel, who are glorious enough to read some of the Haftorah today, to our Torah and Haftorah blessers, Jill Gardner, Nancy Hagen Goldstucker, Iris Merrick, Devorah Heyman, Bob Heyman, Steve Barron, David Rakowski, and our actors, Schiffer Wersch, Rachel and Benna Weisberg, Karen Bressler, Eileen O'Neill, and Max Van Heusen. We're very grateful. Sarah Beth.
Hi, it helps if I unmute, doesn't it? 1 second, sorry.
I want to continue the thank yous as soon as I can pull them back up. My apologies. Oh, my screen went away. Leah, can you jump in? Oh, here it is. Never mind. I found it.
Okay.
Okay, so for the book, for the Book of Remembrance, Devorah Heyman, Iris Merrick, Ricky and Les Jacobs, Ruthie Seidner, and Ted Rochelle. Again, Nicole, thank you so much for marketing all the links you sent, all the follow-up, even on the weekend. As you said, it's a high holidays, and you were happy to be on call. Candle lighting led by the Legacy Sisterhood members, Ruthie Seidner, Joy Moss, Carolyn Heyman, Amy Smolensky, Adrian Singer, and Natalie Satil. And for puppet show voices, Rabbi Craig Morantz, David Rakowski, also known as the Yiddish Rabbi, Deb Porter, myself, Joey Moss, Rocco Cataldo, Ruthie Seidner, and Amy Guth.
Amazing, miraculous musicians who made this sing. To my dear, dear friend and muse, the beloved Reverend Greg Sabetta, our High Holiday Choir, Patty Kennedy, proud new mother of Owen this morning, Sarah Brudazoff, Jonathan Zhang, Jeffrey Lufsick, David Hoppy. Oh, your cello made my heart break. Anatoly Torchinsky, the pianist, Jeff and Spencer and Sammy Tweedy, and our Ruthie Seidner.
I think it's my turn again.
It is indeed.
Getting close to Havdalah, I promise you, friends. Very close. So another act of great inclusion and hospitality came via our Zoom hosts. Zoom host is like a tugboat. Brings those who feel a little disconnected, a little out to sea, want to be in port in a safe harbor of our Emmanuel community. These individuals avail themselves during services to make sure that those who weren't sure they could access Zoom or needed to join the internet via the phone, these individuals were on call and ready and served to draw in such folks in need. And so we are so blessed by your inclusive spirit. Rob Moss, Nancy Hagen Goldstucker, Devorah Heyman, and Greg Greif.
And I just want to add the Fleischman family as well, who helped bring Sammy onto all of our services for us.
Sammy.
All right, Rabbi, is it time
We have
to
more
start?
Book of Remembrance help. I have it on my list. Did we cover everybody?
We had Devorah was our amazing lead administrator, and then we had the other folks who helped her with it.
Which
Got it. And everybody's been named. I didn't want to, I have it on my list here. So,
Well, I will just, we have certainly forgotten someone.
God forbid.
There are two things that are true in life. Death, there are three: death, taxes, and you will forget someone when you say thank you.
Well, not intentionally. The intention here is to always show our gratitude. And so, you know, look, if for some reason we have, you'll let us know and we will make proper al-hate, and, you know, the gates of repentance are still open, and we will do our best to show proper gratitude to anybody.
let me know, and I'll make it a public Facebook post this week to thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So now we're going to move into Havdalah. Ruth Seidner, thank you for framing our experience with beautiful blessings, and we'll continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, light your candles.
Light your candles.
And we're ready to start the video. Our beloved Ruth.
La 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei peri hagafen, borei peri hagafen. Ya la ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei meorei samim, borei minei v'samim. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Me'oreh borei ha'esh, borei me'oreh ha'esh. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, chatotenu yimchol, zarenu v'chaspenu yahekacho, v'chochavim balayla. Shavua tov, 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 shavua tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera veyamenu, Yavo elenu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi.
What an honor to be with all of you.
So
Hello.
Yes. I was struggling
Hi.
with my technology because
I thought my screen froze or something.
no, I have reached the point in my fast where I have forgotten how to use a computer or a mouse. But we have also reached the point in the day when we were able to do something this year that we've never been able to do, which is welcome. Well, we always welcome anyone who wants to come through our doors for High Holy Days. We always make it possible for them to join. This year, we were able to welcome people from California to Florida, Kentucky, New York. We had people join us from all across the country, as well as our members who have moved across the country during COVID to be closer to grandparents and to care for their family. Sarah Beth has put in the chat, and we'll put it in the YouTube chat, this is the time of year when we make the Yom Kippur appeal, which is, if you are able, we understand that the impact of COVID on our personal budgets has been immeasurable. But if you are able to support the congregation with an additional donation, we are going to be sending out more information about the match that we have a challenge grant that I talked about on Rosh Hashanah. So this week, very soon you'll be getting an email outlining. I won't commit to this week because I think we're all a little tired, but you're going to be learning more about this match grant and what it means and how we can make your donations to Emmanuel go further. I find that asking for your donations to be the hardest thing about being president, but I also think about what I learned from Rabbi Zedek the first time I was on the board, which is that when you ask somebody for a donation, you're giving them the opportunity to perform a mitzvah. So I'm asking you, as we move into Sukkot and we move into the fall, if the mitzvah of making a donation to Emmanuel is something that you can afford to do, we hope that you will. But we also, it's time, talent, and treasure. We treasure you. We are so grateful you're here with us. And we want you to be able to bring creative digital programming, socially distanced programming to our community. So also, if you have ideas, let's hear them. Not tonight, because somewhere there's a drive-through that sells a bagel, and I'm gonna find it. But if you're able to support the congregation as we go into this season, it's remarkable. And I thank you. And Shana Tova. I'm running out of words. I'm very hungry.
I know. I have a few more, Leah, some thank yous I remembered. How about that? So we just let me take a couple minutes, friends. You know, we had this High Holy Day music and meditation project that was very successful and has had a lot of energy. And there were some people who put a lot of effort into it. And there's a couple of entries that will be coming. We've had some computer issues on this end, and we will be putting up the work of Joe McCauley and Laurel Crown shortly, and that of Adrian Singer. And that should come anytime. But we also want to thank, well, not only those individuals, but Carolyn Heyman, Shifra Wersch, Maya and Jay Rothenberg, Jessica Brown and Lila Rakowski, Mandy and Dustin Herlick, Julian Lloyd Bacharach, Marlene Copeland Dodenval, and Sarah Beth Salzman, Joy Moss, Susan Bertocchi, Jill Cole, Ruben and Doris Louie, Merle Shapira, Ted May, Holly Langstein. I think I covered everybody. You know, talking all about our sound engineers, particularly Bob Ferguson, you know, he brought to life for us in new Rabbi Levy and Rabbi Shulman. And what a joy it was, not just to go down memory lane, but to bring their wisdom into our present, to go back to the future. And so we thank our legacy rabbis, in particular, Rabbi Levy and Rabbi Shulman. So, and then the Alice I referred to was Alice Kasikoff, who gave us her mother, Gert Kasikoff's tapes. So thanks to Alice Kasikoff, and may Gert's memory be for blessing. Last but not least, we press on towards Sukkot, our season of Thanksgiving. And so we can continue to be thankful, and we have big blessings ahead of us. So let's march forward.
We
Shana
miss you
Tova,
all.
everybody.
God bless you.
And I think that concludes the formal part of our program.
Stay well, stay in the fight,
Wait, no.
get some sleep.
Liz and Michael Cohen, they did our Kaddish and Misha Bayrock names. So I'll be sending
There
them
you go.
a certificate.
Liz, Mike, you're the best ever.
I heard it.
Great. Good night. Go break some fasts. We love you all. We miss you. We will see you soon.
Liz and Michael Cohen.
We love you, and you can read those lists anytime.
May you be sealed for good, all of you.
Lots of
We eat
blessings.
now.
Mike, you're the best ever.
I heard it.